this time in a canoe. Experienced duo of Bethany Gill and Afton Fitzhenry go for gold, having missed out on a place in the final of the World Championships earlier this month by just 2 seconds.
And Germany quickly away.
Yeah, Germany are away well in this 500-metre race. Nice to see the British crew get away extremely well as well. A developing crew from Beth Gill and Afton Fitzhenry, but a great start from them. Good start, as you said, in the pink boat with the Germans in picture, but also I would watch for the crew nearest to the camera. There they are in picture, both paddling on the right-hand side. Ludmila Lutzan, Anastasia Chetvedikova had a difficult season, but do not discount them.
You can't discount them quite simply because they are the European champions from a year ago. The Ukrainians, Ludmila Lutzan, who's perhaps not had such a great season as she had last year when she picked up 2 Olympic medals, but seems to be growing in confidence as the regatta continues. And now you can see up there Germany and Hungary vying together. Also close with them are Poland. 3 and 4 boats in this at the moment, very much for the medals here as they race towards the second half of the race now. And the Ukraine on the near side. Germany just finding it a little difficult to stay with the race. And Poland coming on strongly, and also in lane number 3, that's the Spanish.
Yeah, so Hungarians there in lane 4 pushing on now as well, putting the Ukrainians under pressure. But the whole way through this race, the Ukrainians have looked long, smooth, unflustered. They will be put under pressure by the Hungarians, who are making a charge now, as are the Polish crew. But the Ukrainians just look fabulous, and there's no doubt they'll have the crowd behind them.
Yeah, 4 boats vying for 3 medals, coming towards the line, closest to the Ukraine. And it is the Ukraine who are going to take the gold medal ahead of Hungary, and then Poland and Germany, sadly for the host nation, just missing out there. And just the last boat across the line, the boat from the Czech Republic. But here are the Ukrainians, Ludmila Lutzan and her partner Anastasia Chetvedikova.
Yeah, great to see. Big smile on the face of Ludmila Lutzan. We haven't seen that smile as much as we had in previous seasons, and something to really celebrate for both of them. A popular win, and they did look magnificent. Really long stroke, really smooth, really together.
And interesting enough, that is a replica in a sense of the World Championships just recently in Canada, where the Ukraine won the silver medal, Hungary won the bronze. They were both beaten by China over in Canada, but they've occupied the same relative positions, except the Ukrainians have got the gold medal ahead of the Hungarians.
Yeah, and as I say, they look magnificent. Some good news, in fact, is that Anastasia Chetvedikova in the back of that boat is getting married in a few weeks' time, and something for them to really look forward to, and they can go with confidence, having now really polished off a decent season with a gold medal here.
Yeah, and it's a great moment for them and for all their friends and families, particularly back home. A moment to just take them away from the life that they're enduring at the moment, when they see 2 talented women come through and win a major international title.
Yeah, look at that. Delight on their face, a little bit of surprise, and that is because they were completely focused on their own race, and almost an easier job to do when you're over in lane 9 there. Executed their plan so well. They weren't flustered, maintained that smoothness of stroke that has become a signature of theirs, and they're delighted with that. And as you said, it hasn't been an easy season. They chose to go back to Ukraine to train, but it's paid off. Well under 2 minutes, a good time from the Ukrainians ahead of Hungary and Poland.
Beth and Afton, thanks so much for joining us. Beth first, how was that for you?
Oh, it was a really good race for us. Yeah, I think for us it's a great building block going into next year's qualification, and just helps us what we need to work on over the winter, really. Yeah.
Afton, it looked like it was such a close race. You were still in it, still in with that pack. Is that kind of what was going through your head?
Not really. For me, it's like what we're doing in our boat, and that's all we focus on. Like Beth just said, it's a building block for us, and that's what we focus on, is what we can do as a team.
You say it's a building block. What are your aims then over the next kind of year or so?
Really, we just want to get a solid winter in. Had a little bit of a disrupted one this year, and then next year it's qualification for the games. That's the big one for us.
Yeah, aiming for the Olympic Games in Paris, right?
Yeah, of course, definitely. That's the one we want to hit in August. So yeah, that's basically spend this winter, get as consistent as possible, and then build on that. So yeah.
It looks like a really tough field out there. What do you think that you need to work on to get that qualification?
Oh gosh, it's a big one. We really worked on getting out off the start. That's been a big work on for both of us. Continue to work on that, and then it's really just that power through the back end. And yeah, keep building on that one.
Keep building, perfect. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye.
All right.
That's Beth and Afton there talking to Betty Glover. And it's an interesting question she asked them, Jack. Like, how can you get better? Like, what are you going to have to do? Because, let's be honest, not everybody on the programme can be there full-time. They're having to work part-time. There's things that are going on. But in your opinion, what are they having to do here?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that these girls have only just been brought together maybe at the start of the summer, so spending more time in the boat together would be a really big one for them. They've also, so Beth's come off of a marathon World Championships as well, or not World Championships, sorry, but a marathon race that she's just done really well at. And then she went straight to the World Championships after that and met with Afton, and then they raced at World Champs. So everyone's just feeling a little bit fatigued, but I think that was probably quite a fair race for them for the amount of time they've been together in the boat.
And in terms of them getting out there at the start and being able to drive through and push through, like I say, it was a high-quality race, wasn't it? And they were up there. They're there.
They were up there, absolutely. So Beth is at the front there, and she's controlling the rate. Afton's at the back, and she's the powerhouse, and she's also controlling the direction of the boat as well. So she's got two jobs. But yeah, they're doing a fantastic job. They're really holding it up. And again, it's just towards the end, they just start dropping off a little bit.
Yeah, but then, of course, the Germans super strong in this event. And for Beth and Afton, like they said, it is about pushing forward and being able to drive that through. And their positioning in the boat, like, tell us, if you're at the back, like you've just said, you are the powerhouse. Is that something that is a conscious decision where the person the most powerful is at the back?
My understanding of it is yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, usually the person at the back would be the powerhouse, yeah.
And at the front they steer. And for anyone who wasn't with us earlier, you were talking about the J stroke and everybody having to be able to do that stroke and make sure the boat goes in the lane and staying in your lane.
Absolutely. So in my event, the VAR, you would be able to switch, but in this boat, you cannot switch at all. So you have to get really efficient at that J stroke, that directional stability stroke.
I'm looking at this in terms that you can't switch, but you've got some that are on either side as well. So how does that work? Because you've got two that are on the same and two that are on the other side.
Yeah, that's a nation preference, I think. We go opposites. As you can see, the Ukraine's here, the sides go the same side. I'm not 100% sure what the difference would be, but a lot of the nations have gone opposites, haven't they?
And in terms of them now, you can see we're about to see them cross over the line here. But for their winter, what does that now look like for them? You know, they speak about next year, and you've been saying it's a build year.
Yeah.
You know, what does a build year, off the back of a build year, look like?
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of volume now, especially with a 500-metre race. It's just going to be lots and lots of mileage in the cold, wintry weather of the UK. So they're going to enjoy that.
And it's not fun, though, is it? But, you know, I say it's not fun. For some people, they absolutely love that. You know, they're out there on the water, they're going for it. But that is the hard graft, isn't it? And I bet it feels a lot nicer when you know you're entering race season and you're feeling as fit as you can be.
You can notice the energy is high. When the sun is out, the energy is high. But to be honest, when it's chucking it to rain or it's hailstones or snow, it's also pretty fun. Like you said, we do enjoy that as well. It's an outdoor sport. You get used to it.
I mean, Jack, I don't know about the fun bit, but yeah. Next up, though, is the blue ribboned race of the men's. It's the K4 500-metre final where Olympic